chicken in vinegar sauce. So a nice chicken is important, good if it's organic, free range, that's all the better. Wash the chicken, pat it dry, and then begin to cut it into pieces. The easiest is to cut off the wings and then the legs. You know, if your knife is sharp, you just let the knife do the work. Pry it a little bit so you get to see where the joints are, so you're not fighting with the bones themselves. Let me go down the middle of the breast. Maybe you're a bit afraid of the knife. At this point, you can use the scissors to cut through, and you open it up. Again, you can use the scissors here. This is the backbone, this is the breast. That's it. So I'm gonna leave the breast pieces maybe a little bit bigger because it dries out, so maybe if it's a bigger piece, it'll take a little bit longer to cook. Cut right at the thigh, here in the center, go right through. What you want to do is hit right at the middle of the joint so you don't hack the bone through. The wing, this is a little bit, I cut that off and I save it for soups. So a nice mound here of chicken, you know, one chicken, you see what I got out of it? A nice heavy pot is always good because the heat sort of spreads out evenly. So you first begin by seasoning the chicken, some salt, just like that. A little bit of pepper. Okay. To brown the chicken, we're gonna use vegetable oil. Now you know that I love olive oil and I cook a lot with olive oil, but when you raise your oil or you're searing something or you're coloring something, you want to do it with a vegetable oil because vegetable oil reaches higher temperatures than olive oil does. Olive oil will smoke on you, and that's not what you want. Let's get in with the skin down, the back, the thigh. I'm looking here, this is the breast, and I'll put this the last minute like this, and I'll pull it out the first because, again, you don't want to overcook that. When you're browning things, you know, find a nice spot where every piece kind of touches the bottom, and then you leave it there so it forms that crust. So we'll let that kind of steam away. What's important, of course, is to clean after you use the chicken, every part of it. So this we'll put in the sink and we'll wash, but here I have some water with a little bit of bleach, and that will do the job. Bleach will really disinfect. Wash your hands good. Let's wash the knives. Okay. Okay. So let me check on the chicken here. Is it beginning? Yeah, well, I'm looking at it. It's not really. Let's leave it a little longer. So I'm gonna add carrots and onions to this. And the onions, you just kind of peel. You get a medium-sized onion. Don't get a big onion because it's just too big. Just like that. I'm going to cut this, but I'm not gonna cut it all the way away. I'm gonna leave a little bit. And that is what is going to hold the onion quarters together. So like this. And let's say that we go like this. If it's attached to that bottom part, it will kind of stay together. Carrots, peeled, cut in more or less, you know, in equal pieces that will cook equally. I think that's good. Let's go back to the chicken. Let's see. All right, so I'll put out the breast because I don't want it to overdo. Again, keep in mind, you don't have to finish cooking here because this is going to go all in the oven. Let me just give it one turn here. And here I give you the recipe of one chicken, and you can feed easily 6 to 8 people here. Okay, I will put the carrots also here. I think that's enough. Let them caramelize. Let's put the onions here as well. So let me season the vegetables with salt and let them caramelize. You know, I love it when you come to my social media and you ask questions, because then I know what you need to know. Even though I like to teach and I think I do a good explanation, but there's always those questions that help me along. So this is from Yvonne Sweet from Katy, Texas. And she wants to know, does Italian cooking ever use apple cider vinegar? Well, Yvonne, this is the recipe that exemplifies that, because the sauce is going to be made with apple cider vinegar, some garlic, honey, and tomato paste. So Italy, you know, has 20 regions, and it expands from north to south. In the north, the Trentino Alto Adige region, which is the one closer right under Switzerland and Austria nestled in there, is known for its apples. And from the apples, certainly they make cider vinegar, they make cider, they make all kinds. So they have a big culture of using apple and apple cider in their cooking. So this is caramelizing nicely, but I want to use the same pot to put it in the oven. So I want to drain the vegetable oil, like I said. So you put your cover on and you just drain it out like that. And we continue cooking here. Of course, if this is, you know, too heavy for you, get everything out, drain the oil, and then start again. Here now, I reintroduce the olive oil, because this is what I want to ingest, this is what I want to eat. So we put a little bit of the good olive oil back in here. And I'm gonna, on the side, I'm gonna caramelize the tomato paste. The caramelization of the tomato paste brings out more nuttiness in the tomato paste. It gives it, so you make like a little spot, and then you do your thing as far as caramelization. Also, put that on the side. So I'm doing in layers. I'm going to put some garlic, and I see in there there's those little bits and pieces are getting nice and brown, and they make a good sauce, but I just want to lower a little bit. Okay. Let the garlic caramelize. Let's reintroduce the chicken in there. Let's pick it up to a high temperature. This is the apple cider vinegar. Let that come up to a boil. A little peperoncino. I like that. The honey will add a little bit of sweet and sour effect. We'll add some white wine, about 2 cups in there like this, and bring it to a boil. A little bit of rosemary. I love rosemary and chicken together. Also, we can remove the branches right out. I have the oven at 400 degrees, and this will take about 40 minutes. You put it covered in the oven for about 20 minutes. Then you go in there, you mix it, you uncover it, and let it caramelize. Let it get the colors in the oven. Let's check on the chicken. It is bubbling away. It's nice and caramelized, just the way I like it. And I'm sure your family will like it. So you see, you can bring it to the table just like that, put it on the coaster, and it'll stay nice and warm for you. Or you can plate it on a warm plate, and let's bring it like that to the table. So let's see. I don't know where to begin. It looks so good. smell is just delicious. Okay, so now let's position the pieces of chicken right on top like that. The onions, the carrots. So you see, it's a complete meal. Even though we have the cabbage and potato to top of this, you have your carrots, you have your onions, and your chicken. Okay, I have to leave a little taste for me. And which piece do I want? I like the wing. I do. Do you like the wing too? Nice piece of wing, a piece of carrot and onion, a little bit of the cabbage, just like that. And let's put some sauce right. I think I deserve a nice plateful. Yes, just like that. Okay. Oh my goodness, I have a nice glass of rosé to go with it. And, you know, this is the time for us to share my emotions, what I think about this dish. Well, let me taste the vegetables first. A nice agrodolce, sweet and sour. The vinegar underneath, the sweetness on top. The vegetables are sweet, and a little piece of the meat. You know what? I think I'm ready to call my guests. So I'm calling you. And as we always say in my kitchen, tutti a tavola a mangiare. Salute!